Next step is to work through the backside of the engine. I'm going to fit the exhaust manifold before I fit the intake manifold, but before I fit the intake manifold I'm going to do the fuel injectors. Alrighty then, it is now time to start refitting the intake and exhaust manifolds, which on this version of the 1.8 GTi engine is all on the back side. The firewall is here and the exhaust and inlet manifolds are both over here. Now I've seen some models where it's cross flow, in other words intakes on the front, exhaust at the back. Hey Milo, Garage Dog is here with me. So I'm going to clean this up, clean up the intake manifold, clean up the exhaust manifold, fit new studs, fit new gaskets and torque it to spec. Actually, I don't know why I didn't think of this before. Awesome! And here are my exhaust studs. That's the part number from Top Brand. And then I have some copper nuts and copper washers for the exhaust side, and they're from L-Ring. That is the exhaust manifold on. You can see that kind of shiny effect is from the rust shield. Makes it look pretty cool, almost like a wet look. Anyway, I digress. All of the copper nuts are on. Now these bolts have to all be tightened up to 25 Newton meters. Now there is one nightmare bolt which is down underneath there that sits behind this flange where the downpipe bolts to, and it's also very close to the bottom of the manifold, so you can't get a ring spanner around it. I had to use an open end, but I did try and make it as tight as I possibly could. And the reason why I'm using a deep socket here is because of the length of the stud that sticks out there. These are my fuel injectors, all four of them. So these little dudes pop in there. Now they have seals on the ends, some of which might still be stuck in there, but I want to be 100% sure that I have replaced these seals that are on here. These little ones at the top here, they are rock hard. Onto the injectors. Now, as you saw in a previous clip, I was under the impression that these black areas at the top here were not O-rings, but apparently they are. They've just gone hard from age, 40 years. And I need to ensure that there is a good seal between this O-ring and the tube that's actually on the back of the head. So I've watched a couple of videos, and apparently what I need to do is cut these off, and then the little O-ring at the end of the injector over there should come off with a pick. Now I've got a kit with the replacement O-rings. My gasket set did have these large donut O-rings in it, but it did not have these small little O-rings, and the only way that I could get these small little O-rings in the correct size was to buy this kit. I'll do one injector at a time and then we'll move on. So there's the old O-ring. That's the correct size in the pack. Let's just cut all of these off while I'm here. Wow, man. There you go. Quick little tea break. I've got some freshly boiled water in this little cup, nice clean cup from the top of a spray can, and I've got my big donut O-rings in there. Got my little pick, and what I'm going to try and do is push that O-ring over the top there. Oh, wow. This might require more effort than you're prepared to watch. Be right back. Happy days! It's on! In the end, I managed to get the pick in underneath it in one of these little recesses on the injector, and then lever it over that edge and push it down. A little bit more effort than I would have liked with an O-ring, but there you go. So now just the end cap one is done. That's the first one done. Now to do the other three. There you go. All four done. That's the way to do it. Warm them up with some hot water and then gently pry them on with the pick, if that's the way you want to do it. That's the way I did it. So now I can put these on the engine. So I have my new O-rings fitted. Oh, I need to lube them right. I think that's just to stop them binding and breaking when you insert them, because it's an airtight fit apparently. Well, you wouldn't want it sucking in any unmetered air. Oh yeah, that is a lot tighter than it was before, and the gap between the O-ring and that sleeve that it fits into is completely closed now. Nice. There we go. Okie dokie. Injectors in place. Time for the intake manifold. This monstrosity is the intake manifold, and as you can see, it's in pretty poor shape. Look at that. That is the remnants of what I found in the intake chambers in there on the other head. And of course I've got some stripped bolts in the back there where this, I think the idle control valve is screwed into the head. So I've sprayed some penetrating fluid on there because I've got to try and get that off, because I need to tidy this up. Even though I am trying to go for that I've been around for 40 years look, and I'm not restoring this car, I really don't want to put stuff back on that looks like garbage. Remove some of these brackets, get rid of the gunk, and clean out the throttle body as well. Let's clean this up. I'll put you on time lapse. ASMR. You know things are getting desperate when you break out the flamethrower. Let's see if this can help. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, the whole thing moved. Oh my gosh. That is not exactly what I was looking for. I think I might have loosened it enough. Yes, okay, I've loosened it enough. It is coming out. I've managed to not destroy the sensor, the throttle sensor. Whew, hot. It's a little bit dirty, so I can give that a good clean. Right, let's see if we can get a torch in there. You know, there's a little bit of carbon in there, but actually it's all good. So on the inside face of the throttle body, which I've given a little bit of a clean up, is a gasket. Now at first it was difficult to see it because of all the dirt that was on the back. You can see it's pretty much fused with the surface over there. So I'm going to need to get a blade. Oh, by the way, look how nice and relatively clean the intake manifold came out. It might look like a pile of garbage. I definitely don't want it to go like a pile of garbage. So I'm going to use a blade to just get in here and separate it. My word, this is stuck on here. Alright, let's give it a sand. Not bad. So the kit came with two different types of intake manifolds, and I reckon this is not the one to use, although it does go over the top like that. The other one just goes down there. Let me dig out the old gasket and let's have a look. So this is the gasket that came off the car. Aha, goes over the top. Now this gasket was broken in a number of places. Definitely blowing, sucking in unmetered air. Anyway, that's the gasket to use. Okay, so now that I have the intake manifold in place, I don't think that gasket is the correct gasket, because this intake manifold does not have a loop over the top there. So I'm going to remove this one and I'm going to substitute it with this one, because this follows the line of the intake manifold perfectly. You pretty much know what's going to happen next. I'm going to bolt this down with my brand new 65mm length shoulder Allen bolts, and the intake manifold is going to be on. So the next time you see this in a moment or so, it's going to be finished. Now I need to torque up these inlet manifold bolts, and the only reference that I can find is that they are the same as the exhaust manifold bolts, and that is 25 Newton meters. And there it is, folks. That is my reassembled, rebuilt, resealed 1986 Golf GTi Mark II 8-valve engine, now ready to go back into the car. I have a few bits to fit still, like the throttle body, and connect up the different vacuum lines, but the main parts of the engine are all there, all torqued up. Now I can do the coolant pipes and all of that sort of thing. I do need to fit an oil filter, which I will do probably when I've got the engine in the car, and fill it up with oil. Or maybe I'll do it before then. Not quite sure. If I do it before then, I'll let you know. That is my engine complete. Look how cool that cover looks with that wet look effect. This looks worn, looks 40 years old. Happy days. You know what to do. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.